Welcome. Today's topic is about 5 stages of change, and when we go through this particular model, you'll be able to understand. So, if you are procrastinating, if you are stalling something, if you are taking action but your actions are stop and go, if you are stuck in fear, you'll understand where exactly you're stuck and be able to take some steps forward in order to move ahead to the next stage. So, welcome. My name is Salma Ghaznavi, and I coach high achievers to joyfully accept themselves and find inner peace. So, today's topic is going to help you to bring that momentum if you're stuck, because you'll be able to understand what's really going on. Let me start with a story. I love stories because I think it's a great way to communicate and to be able to get those nuggets of gold. I grew up listening to stories. Anytime my father had some golden nuggets to give me, he'd say it in form of story. The most complicated concepts can be simplified. So I hope I'm doing service here by telling you this particular story. So this is from the book Who Moved My Cheese. It's by Spencer Johnson, and it's beautifully depicted the entire stages of change actually. So there are four fictional characters here. There are two mice. So there is Scurry and Sniff, and then there are two little people, Ham and Haw, right? And they all live in this maze, and they have unlimited supply of cheese, and that's what their need is, to have cheese. So they're constantly having this supply, and they're quite content, oblivious to everything else, just consuming the cheese. Now the cheese can mean anything. It could be abundance, wealth, career, health, and so on. So they're just oblivious that it can ever run out. They think it's unlimited. However, Sniff and Scurry are aware of the fact that this can run out, that someday it'll run out. So they start planning, strategizing, and they know that when it starts depleting and it's going to finish, they know what their exact next moves are going to be. Whereas Ham and Haw are completely oblivious and in denial that it will ever run out. And here they are consuming as much as they like. Now the day comes when the cheese is running out. In fact, it's run out, and both of them are in complete denial, these two little people, that the cheese has run out. Whereas Sniff and Scurry have already moved on looking for more cheese. They know that there is cheese somewhere else, and off they go. But Ham and Haw are in complete denial, and Ham is bitter, resentful that it's got over, whereas Haw is also like how did it get over, because he's not prepared for it. And with time he realizes that the cheese is not going to come back, and he needs to do something different. He needs to take the action. First of all, he needs to plan and understand like where he needs to go next, and then take the action in order to get more cheese. But Ham is completely in denial and won't do anything. Now, each of us has that Sniff, Scurry, Ham, and Haw in us. It might be in different areas of our lives, but we have this, and it's important to understand how it's really playing out for us. Right? And I want to show this to you through this particular model, the stages of change, which was actually developed by Prochaska and Di Clemente. I believe it was sometime in 1980s, and this model was actually developed for problematic behaviors, for addictions, and so on. But today it's incorporated in so many areas of our life because it works beautifully. It helps you to break down and understand what's really going on and how you can move from the one stage to the next, and so on. So just let's see how this works. So you have the stages of change. I hope you can see it. So here you have the stages of change, and the first stage is your pre-contemplation stage. Pre-contemplation is, like I said, when you're in denial, you're not even contemplating that such a thing has happened. So you're in denial, just as Ham and Hawa, and Ham continued to be here, whereas Haw understood that he needs to start planning, he needs to start finding out where the other cheese is and to move on. So while Ham stayed here, Haw went on to contemplate. He was looking for, okay, what are the different ways. He started thinking. First of all, he started acknowledging the cheese is run out, and then he started preparing, looking for where other cheese could be, forming his strategies, and so on. So he moved very quickly from stage 1 of pre-contemplation to contemplation to preparation, and then he started taking the action. He actually took the action. First of all, I just want to give you some warning. When we are in preparation stage, so let's say you want to acquire something, or you have a certain goal, you're moving from pre-contemplation to contemplation. Preparation is a great place to be in, but sometimes for those of us who are perfectionists, or those of us who are afraid to take new paths, right, we can be stuck in the preparation stage. We can be procrastinating, over preparing, and never moving from here, fooling ourselves that we are actually taking the action but not. So you got to be careful. If you are trapped in the preparation stage, it's important to understand that, okay, you need to take action, because when you take the action, now you are getting the feedback whether this action is working for you or not, and then you go and course correct and come back and take the relevant action. And as you move to the action stage, now, like in case of Haw, he stumbled. He had to see that he had to bring about big shifts in himself. He couldn't move into this preparation action stage if he was thinking the same way, if he was believing the same way. So he had to change his mindset. He had to become adaptable, to learn, to be open, to be receptive, to get feedback, and then to take action, and through action again be open for the feedback that he was receiving. So there is a lot of change happening within us as we are going through this, right? Because we can't be doing something new being the old person. We have to become new person, and therefore the mindset has to change, the belief system has to change, and this only happens when we start taking the action. And this is where we can develop that growth mindset. And then as he learned, and as he grew, and he found this tremendous amount of constant supply of cheese, because even if it was running out, now he knew how to get it. He understood, right? And as we move through these stages, the last one is the maintenance stage. And the maintenance stage is where you want to maintain those changes, because sometimes, like in addiction, for example, we can relapse. So there are certain habits that we have developed, or if fear comes up something, we might regress and go back to step 1. So you want to become very, very good at maintaining this. And usually when you do this constantly for a couple of months, for some people it's months, for some people it's years, depending on how much they've shifted, you can be in the maintenance stage. And even if you falter, you know exactly how to come back in the maintenance stage. So I want you to contemplate and see if you're stuck in a certain area in your life, where are you stuck and what are the things that you can do in order to move ahead, because these are just stages. You see, when we have fear, when we are stuck in this perfectionism and so on, it's just a fabricated lie that your mind is telling you. It's just telling you that it's too difficult, it's too hard, I don't have the skills and so on. So you want to challenge that, because it's just a fabricated lie. Because when you have a certain desire, you want to acquire something, you want something, the fact that you have a desire, that means that you already have the means to achieve it. You may not know the how, but you already have it ready for you. You just need to move with faith, learn along the way, have the growth mindset, take the required action, and off you go. So I hope this has served you, and just have this model in mind as in any area of your life. Now, some areas you might be really good with all this, and there might be some areas in your life where you're struggling, where you could be the hem or the haw, right? Sniff and Scurry had already mastered it and they had moved through, right? But that doesn't mean we need to be judgmental about ourselves. All this work is about having self-compassion and then doing the work. So once again, the 5 stages of change is pre-contemplation, where you're probably in denial, you think, no, you know, it will work out somehow. Then you move to contemplation stage, where you're contemplating, you recognize that, okay, fine, I need to move on, I need to bring about a change. Then you move to the preparation stage, where you're actually preparing and finding out, honing your skills and so on, and then you're taking the action. Preparation can be dangerous if you are stuck in the procrastination perfection stage. From action, you now move to maintenance. All right, so if this served you, please share this video with others, like, subscribe, and click on the notification button. Till I see you next time, much love, stay well, stay blessed.